Hey folks, Lachlan here. Today I want to talk about the single most important thing that I think people both inside and outside of South Africa fail to understand about this country. And that is that the reality of the South African situation can't simply be boiled down to a matter of black versus white, which is something that a lot of people, both inside and outside of our borders, tend to do on a regular basis. What you need to understand about revolutionary politics, and particularly how they play out in South Africa, is that it is not a matter of all black people hating and wanting revenge against whites for apartheid or any number of other things. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that most black South Africans are not violent murderers, because regardless of that, South Africa still has one of the highest rates of murder in the entire world. And when you expand that to the notion of revolution, you need to realize that not every black person needs to be on board with a violent political revolution in order for it to happen. All you need is a few thousand people who are willing to commit acts of extreme violence because their leaders have made them completely undeliverable promises of what they will get when the revolution is done. And that is the situation in which we now find ourselves. Trust me, I have lived in South Africa my entire life. I was born here, I've never been anywhere else. If the vast majority of black people wanted white people dead, we would be dead already because we are a racial minority in this country. I do not believe that the vast majority of black people are violent or would seek to do me harm. But on a large scale, what I believe about black people is irrelevant because the fact is there are enough political extremists in this country now that all that would be required for something very bad to happen to South Africa as a whole would be one spark to set off the people who want revenge, because there are thousands of them. Again, they don't represent the majority of our people, but there are enough of them to do what needs to be done in terms of a violent revolution. And so that is what I want people to understand. It's not a case of me living in fear of every black person, but the problem is South Africa is an extremely violent country, and it has become difficult to know who you can trust and who you can't, because it's not as if violent killers or those with harmful intent wear signs around their necks or wear t-shirts which say secretly, I want to kill white people. That's not how the real world works. But we live at a time where the black population has been so heavily propagandized through public education controlled by the ANC that many of them have become radicalized, and they are true believers in the Afrocentric communist utopia which our leaders continue to promise them. Just a few days ago, our president, Cyril Ramaphosa, said that for as long as economic inequality persists, there will be no reconciliation between black people and white, which means, by his own admission, that reconciliation is impossible because economic inequality will always exist. Add this to the fact that it's ironic that he's the one claiming this because Ramaphosa himself is a billionaire. He is one of the wealthiest people on the African continent. Yet you will never see him giving up his wealth so that ordinary black people can have better lives. Because as far as the ANC and really all of the black political elites are concerned, it is a case of rules for thee, but not for me. As always, I hope you found something of use in this content. Look after yourselves, take care of one another, and for now, farewell.